around, place your hands down onto your thighs. Extend the spine upright. Close your eyes. So we'll start off by meditation. And so in this meditation, I'd like you to focus not just on your breath. We'll be focusing on the breath anyway as you go along. But focus on the space between your body and so your sitting bones and down the earth. And think about that space as your safe space, as your perch, as if you were flying around, and like if a little bird and you were flying around and you then land on a branch and you're there for a short period of time, but you're there as a safe space, and then you can fly again. So if your thoughts come to you, any thoughts that you start thinking of, thinking about the house, thinking about the move, anything that's going, or the way that you feel right now, or the way you're feeling during the week, whatever comes to you, you just accept it as it is. And then you think, once you notice what thoughts are, then you just think about this space, the space between your sitting bones and the floor or the cushion, so where it's the safe space. So starting by closing your eyes, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hands, extending the spine upright. And focus on your breath. Noticing as you inhale, noticing as you exhale. Saying to yourself, I'm breathing in as you inhale. Saying to yourself, I'm breathing out as you exhale. And notice your physical position. Noticing the upright spine. Noticing the head being upright and pointing as if someone's pulling you up towards the ceiling by your ears. And as you exhale, travel with the breath down towards the sitting bones and towards the feet, towards the thighs. And notice every single part of your body touching the part of your lower body touching the floor. Think about it as a safe space. Staying calm. Noticing your breath. Noticing the sounds. And staying or not staying with anything that is around. And if it comes to you, if you start thinking about anything else, not staying with any of those thoughts, just acknowledging them. And then thinking, safe space. safe space. Safe space. Noticing the sounds coming from outside the room, inside the room. Noticing the sounds of your breath in your body. And slowly become aware of your physical body. Slowly noticing, being aware of your hands on your thighs. And while still having the eyes closed, use your hands, use your arms to float them around and above your head, up as you inhale, extending through the fingertips and then turning the palms away from each other, and as you exhale, allowing the arms to float as if you are the bird, that bird that was coming onto the perch. And as you touch the floor, then you stay there and rest for a bit. And again, as you inhale, then turn the palms up. Inhale, big inhale in. Again, as you exhale, turn the palms away from each other. Exhale, extending the hands, extending the arms, as if someone's pulling you from one shoulder to the other. And again, starting to get into the earth, and you get to perch and rest. Breathe in here and breathe out. Notice your sitting bones touching even more, a little bit down towards the earth. So as if you're scooping your baby, scooping the baby closer to you. As you inhale, turn the palms up again. And extend the arms up, 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 up. And this time as you exhale, hands together, down towards the heart center. And let your hands into the Anjali Mudra, let them rest on your heart center. Dropping the head down. So as if you're looking into your baby. And then still eyes closed. And if you had your eyes open, then close them briefly here. And then repeat to yourself, I have everything in me to birth my baby when she's ready. And repeat it 3 times. I have everything in me to birth this baby when she's ready. And after you've said that 3 times, believe it, and slowly open your eyes and release the arms down to the floor. So this kind of meditation is a little bit different to the meditations we normally do, but it is a still safe practice, but it's also letting your mind not to be, sometimes when your mind is very busy and is thinking and overthinking about things, whether it's your delivery, whether it's moving, or whatever it is, you kind of, when you sit in a meditation, you sit and rest, and you feel that you don't want to be thinking about those things, then you get really agitated and really stressed with all those thoughts still coming to you, still being there. And so this kind of meditation is basically trying to, my cat's trying to get in again. So this kind of meditation is helping you to not to be agitated, but to get your thoughts, to receive your thoughts. Come on in. Okay. Wet paws. So it's still, you receive the thoughts and you let the thoughts come to you, but you still get rested. So even though you will be in meditation, you will be still, you'll still be allowing the thoughts to come to you, but you won't be judging yourself. So you're getting the thoughts, you'll receive them, they'll be there. And then you start thinking about this safe space. And so the space that you're there is safe, it supports you, it's there. And you'll feel eventually, over time, you will feel rested more. And it'll be easier to rest rather than judge yourself. So if you stretch your legs a little bit, so staying in the seat, just stretch your feet away from you and perhaps place a little bit of a space between the legs. And as you are here, now don't open, not opening too much here. But I'm still sitting on this block. So allow yourself a cushion. So get into, move now. Have a cushion so that you've got, whilst I have a corner. So when you come back, show you. So blanket is good. So if you're sitting on a blanket or a cushion, then turn it on the corner, so that this corner here is between your legs, right, like that, and you're sitting on it. So on your sitting bone is like that, and you're allowing, so that you feel that you're dropping down a little bit. Your legs and your thighs are dropping down to the floor. So stay here, your sitting bone a little bit lifted off, and then with your toes, point your toes towards you as you inhale, and as you exhale, turn the whole leg to the side. So allow the leg to rotate outwards. As you inhale, allow the legs to rotate in, wherever they can get to. Exhale, rotate out. As you inhale, legs in, rotating. Exhale out. Use your breath. Again, as you inhale, as you're rotating in, now this time, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. So as if you want to bring the inner thighs and you want to bring the sitting bones, so bringing them in closer to each other. Breathe in here and breathe out. Breathe in, and as you exhale, release and release, rotate to the other side. Is that okay? And we'll do repeat it, perfect, repeat it 3 times. So good, inhaling, squeeze in, exhaling, keeping the squeeze, keeping the pelvic floor, keeping the inner thighs closer. Inhale, and as you exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, bring the thighs, rotating the legs. Bring the inner thighs closer together, squeezing in. And release, release completely. Now grab hold of your knees, and just bend the leg, one, 2. Bend your leg to the other leg. Just drop your head, if you can, drop your forehead down onto your forearms. So making a space perhaps between your legs so that you can allow your belly to relax, and if your head can reach the forearms, good. And perhaps because we're not staying here for a little longer, then next time when we stay longer, you place your cushion between your arms. So you can allow yourself to rest here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. And as you inhale, then unroll and then come up into seated. So first we'll go on to into cat and cow. So make sure that you've got something under your knees, so a cushion or a blanket or something under your knees to keep your knees protected in this one. And again, because we were going to in the poses after the cat and cow, once we get into them, as I said earlier, if you go, because we'll be staying in the poses, then please be careful where your limit is. So I'll tell you where the stress and where you would be feeling the pose, but at the same time, you go only to that limit, to the limit where you can do, rather than push yourself. So first coming onto all fours, and then keeping your baby closer to you. So you're staying with the baby closer to you. As you inhale here, gazing forward. As you exhale, bring your pubic bone closer, curve the back, drop the head, look towards your baby. As you inhale, take your tailbone up towards the ceiling. uncurve the back, open the chest, gaze forward. Exhale and undo. The back, curve the back, drop the head, look towards your baby. Inhale, take the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Open the chest, shoulders away from the ears, gaze forward. One more time, exhale, pubic bone and the tailbone moved forward. Then curve your back into a cat pose and inhale into cow. Lovely. As you come into a tabletop position, hold your baby closer to you the whole time. So your tailbone and your back is a neutral position. So as you are in this neutral position, rather than the more exaggerated curve, come so that your baby is closer to you. So really closer into you so that your tailbone is almost going into the cat pose. But it isn't, it's coming into neutral. So your spine is neutral. And this is more to protect the spine. Obviously, your spine is not going to be in this is going to be neutral pose with the curves as they are. But you're going to just keep it a little bit uncurved so that the lower curve is not so exaggerated. And you come on to all fours, staying here. Bring your knees together. And as you inhale, then drop your hips down to the right and notice the stretch on the right side. As you exhale, come up to neutral. Inhale, drop your hips towards the left, in line with your knees. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale towards the right. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale towards the left. And come back to center. And the last time, inhale towards the right. Notice that stretch. And then come back to center and then towards the left. Come back to center. And then this time make a space between the knees. Bring your toes either together and heels separate, or keep the toes separate. And then drop your head down so that you can drop your head down onto the floor. And I've got this microphone, so I can't really drop my head down to the floor. But allow yourself to completely drop down with the forehead touching the floor, or perhaps making a cushion with your forearms so that your forehead is going to touch the forearms. And allow yourself to rest here. So rather than stretching the tailbone down towards the floor, just notice how, with the wide knees, how your inner thighs are lengthening or stretching more. So that's where the stress is a little bit there. So take a few breaths here. and then come back out. All right. Okay? Good. Keep drinking water. Even after the practice, keep drinking more. So if you've got so the slower the practice is, the more toxins it will come out to flush and out of your body. So you'll need more water to get them out. And not just because you need to hydrate anyway because of your pregnancy. So coming on to all fours, bring your right hand closer to the left. Bring the right leg so towards the right hand. Now, you can stay here where you are and then just notice, just do a little bit of circles, so tiny circles here with your hips. If you wish to and you feel that you want to go further, then take your back leg a little bit back, so the left leg back, but make sure that the right knee is over the right ankle rather than going completely over so that it's going I can't really do it, but if it goes, so don't let it go that way, so that it has to be 90 degrees here rather than going into 45 or more, 100, whatever. My math's not very good. So can you get into whichever pose, wherever you get to, so try and do circles first. Now, when you finish with the circles, then stay in the pose. So staying here for a minute or two, or just a couple of breaths. Make sure that you feel the stretch in the left front thigh, and you'll be feeling the stretch in the right inner as well, and the outer thigh, but perhaps more in the inner thigh as well, there'll be stretch. If it helps, perhaps on the second one, because your blocks will be behind you. So if it helps next time, as we do it on the left side, then take a couple of blocks or your books and just come up a little bit higher. So really depends on how you feel in your body. So for now, just start closing your eyes. Hold on to your baby closer, really close your baby closer to you. And just breathe. Taking a breath in and out. Noticing what's happening around your whole body. So the stretch in the front left thigh. Okay, and we're out. That's fine, we'll go out. Let's get out, come up onto all fours. Now, I would say go onto the left side straight away, but actually now you're just going to go into a child's pose first. So again, make a space between your knees, bring your toes together or separate them, and then bring your forearms perhaps under your head and just drop your forehead on your forearms. And take a few breaths here. Just notice how it is to just feel in this pose. Relaxing down, grounding down. And slowly bring your hands down under your shoulders, and bring your knees a little bit together and walk yourself forward so that we do the left side. Bring your right hand now to the left, next to the left, and bring your left leg a little bit closer to the left side. So staying here and doing the circles, or taking the leg back. So do what you feel that you want to do with the the right leg. And just doing a few circles with your hips. Good. And when you're ready, then stay in this pose. So perhaps come onto your fingertips. Gazing forward, noticing the stretch in the right front thigh, the groin. And perhaps the stretch in the left outer thigh, or just a compression in the left inner groin. Few breaths here. And come back again into child's pose. Dropping down. Slowly walk yourself up into seated. Now, when you're seated, so as you were in the child's pose, so either bring so the thighs will be open, and so will be the feet, the toes will be either touching the toes. So I'm trying to see, So toes are either touching and the thighs are open and you're coming into seated. So as you are here, or the toes will be separate. So you're sitting either on your heels, or you will be sitting between your heels. So depending on how you are positioned, and with a block in between. So do what you can do. So I'm sitting on my heels, so that the heels, the toes are a bit closer, but you decide what it is. So you, because of relaxing, you don't want to overstretch completely, but you also want to, so you want to get into your limits. So I'm giving you a few options to see what you feel like that you can do. Whatever you decide, so where you're sitting, notice now, as you're touching, your sitting bones are touching down the heels. And now you're sitting, it's almost like you're sitting in a meditative pose. But this time you're also feeling the stretches and the stress placed in the thighs here. So remembering your baby, bring your baby closer to you, really closer to you. So you're lifting the pubic bone most up. And as you then you inhale, then you lengthen, so you're letting down, lengthening the tailbone, and you're almost going the tailbone out. Inhale, bring the tailbone in, lift the baby, bring the baby up. So it's almost the feeling, you will have the feeling almost because your legs are stretched like that. You almost have a feeling as you bring the baby closer, you almost have a feeling that you want to lift up. And as you exhale, you let the tailbone go down. And even try that just to get that feeling. So, but you will be seated. So as you inhale, bring the baby closer to you, come up, and you'll feel even more stretch here as you exhale, release, so almost exaggerates the tailbone going out or back. And then start by just hands on your belly and use your breath so that as you inhale, bring the baby closer, exhale, tailbone out. Inhale, bring the baby closer. Exhale, release. So you'll be practicing the pelvic floor here at the same time as you would be lengthening the thighs. So very subtle practice using the inhale, so in the breath as you inhale, squeezing in, bringing the baby closer, and as you exhale, letting everything go, releasing down. A few more breaths like this, and we'll just do the more of the pelvic floor practice, a little bit of breath techniques, and then relaxation. And release down, and just come out of this pose of the stretches. So placing your legs in front of you, allowing the sitting bones to touch the floor down completely. And wherever you are here, so coming into a forward fold, but this time just up to here. So you will have, your belly won't allow you to go too much into a forward fold. So you'll just come to sort of here, but you will be stretching the lower back here, and you'll be noticing the stretch in the lower back. Now you won't be able to place your head on anything, but if you do this at home on your own, the good practice is either to place your head onto a bolster like this, or to place it on your chair. So whichever way is easier for you, then just to rest the forehead. So you are staying in a forward fold, but you're resting the forehead and you're pressing the forehead against something. So you'll be pressing it either against the chair or this bolster, which you have. And just resting here and noticing your breath. Allowing, as you exhale, allowing the exhale to be letting go. Allowing the curve in the back to happen naturally. Allowing the shoulders to drop down. Taking few more breaths here. Perhaps breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Slightly parted lips. And start counting, breathing in up to 5 or to 4. And breathing out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just letting the numbers become your focus to your breath and to staying here in the pose. And slowly holding on to the bolster and slowly lifting your head up. Slowly lifting your head up. So because you are in a forward fold, and which you do not normally go to, but it's a supported forward fold, so you wouldn't even normally go into forward fold in the pregnancy practice, but because it's supported, but it's okay, but it is still going to be quite you may get the rush of blood as you come into seated. So then release the bolster and then sit on your bolster so that we can do the mula bandha or the pregnancy womb vaginal lock. So sitting up on the bolster and closing your eyes and starting rocking from front to back. Noticing what you're sitting on, noticing the parts of the body that are touching the bolster. And then slowly stopping towards the back. So you're sitting on your anal hole, sitting on your anus. Focus your thoughts down to your anal muscles. And as you inhale, squeeze the muscles around the anus. Squeeze in, inhaling, exhaling, releasing. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Carrying on with your own breath, squeezing on the inhale, exhaling, releasing. Relaxing the facial muscles, relaxing the shoulders. And when you finish, start rocking from back to front. And breathing normally with no squeezing, no releasing. Just focusing on the area of your body touching the bolster. As you're rocking, which parts of the body are touching the bolster. And then stopping towards the front so that your muscles around urinary opening are touching or being pressed a little bit, and they're touching the bolster. Now squeeze on the inhale, the muscles around the urinary opening. On the exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze the muscles around the urinary opening, only the muscles around the urinary opening. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. And carry on for 3 more times. Squeezing on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. When you're finished, start rocking from front to back. And then stop somewhere in the middle, stopping between the urinary opening and the anal opening, and focusing on the muscles around on your vagina. So your vaginal walls. And then as you inhale, squeeze the vaginal walls in towards each other. Exhale, release. Squeeze the walls towards each other on the inhale. On the exhale, release. And carry on with your own breath 5 more times. Squeezing the walls towards each other, releasing on the exhale. And the next time you squeeze in, bring them back up towards have a vision that you're bringing the walls up towards your baby. And releasing on the exhale, slowly releasing. And inhale again, bringing them up to wherever you can get to. And releasing on the exhale. slowly releasing on the exhale. And when you're finished, no more squeezing, no more releasing, just relax, completely just taking a normal breath. And then come down into relaxing pose. So as we were talking earlier, so you can do that now if you wish to do so. So coming down into relaxation pose. So placing by coming in closer to the wall so that you can keep your legs up to the wall, perhaps. But this will all depend on how close you are, and so you come use your blocks and bricks and whatever you have to keep your, and the bolster to keep your back upright still. And then perhaps using the cushion to help you to bring your head and relax your head a little bit. So whichever way, wherever you are, once you settle yourself down, this will depend on the way, on the size of your belly, so, and how you feel. So perhaps you won't be going as close to the wall as I am now, but you'll be going a little bit away. So your feet will be up on the wall. Or on the chair. And you will be still supported, your back will be still supported. And settle yourself in to the pose. Close your eyes and just start noticing which part of the body is touching the floor, touching the bolsters. Then notice your breath. And every time as you inhale, let your inhale become a synonym for new energy. And let your exhale become letting go, releasing. Every time as you inhale is the nourishment, energy. Exhale is release, relaxation, letting go. And relax your jaw, make a space between your lips, a small space between your lips. Allowing your breath to come to your exhale, to come through your lips. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your lips. Having a vision that you're threading a thread, spinning a thread with your exhale. Every time you exhale, your thread is becoming longer and longer. The space between your lips is quite small, but it's still a comfortable breath. It's a comfortable exhale. You're inhaling nourishment, exhaling the thread, a silky golden thread, which is appearing in front of you, longer and longer. Slowly becoming a connection between you and your baby. The thread you spinning is connecting you to your belly, to your baby. See your baby in your belly. See your baby perfectly positioned, happy, relaxed. See your baby's limbs. See your baby's curve back. See your baby's belly. See your baby's heart beating. See your baby's head. And see your baby smile at you. You're happy, relaxed baby, smiling at her mum. And let that smile stay with you, bringing a smile to your face. Become aware of your breath again. Noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale. Place your hands on your belly or place your hands onto your heart center. And remember what I said in the beginning, your intention. And repeat it 3 times again. I have everything in me to birth this baby. I have everything in me to birth happy, loving baby. One more time. And slowly releasing your hands and turning, so bending, you might need to bend your knees, bring your knees to the side and turn over to the side. So slowly turning to the side and using your upper arm to come up into seated pose. When you're ready, take your arms up, extending up as you exhale down to your heart center.